MAGFest 2025, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. MAGFest was a music and gaming festival held from January 23rd through 26th, 2025 at the Gaylord National Resort and Convention Center in National Harbor, Maryland. Let's see how they did. For the good, the Harborside Hotel saved our MAGFest this year. We had no success in the hotel lottery this year. We ended up staying here, and yes, it was outside the block, so it was a little bit expensive, but it was a perfectly nice hotel to stay at for MAGFest. Their shuttle bus they provided to the Gaylord was very, very useful. Despite the guidebook app being a little buggy as it always is when updating, the guidebook was really useful this year and worked very, very well for the convention. Thursday badge pickup this year went even better than usual. They opened registration early. We got there even being located off-site and got our badges in a very short amount of time. Registration went above and beyond with Thursday badge pickup this year. Great work. The merch booth being moved into the registration hall made a lot of sense and it worked really well this year. It was much easier to queue the lines there. It also opened up some space for other stuff in some of the other halls, so I really like what they did here this year. The lockers were another of our MVPs this year at MAGFest. The lockers made it that we could bring our coats and store them and store various other items we bought throughout the weekend. I bought it for all the days of the con. It was absolutely worth every penny we spent on it. This is one of the things that definitely saved our MAGFest experience this year. They need to give them more space and bring more lockers for people to have this service. Nothing but good things about the lockers. The XP stage this year was amazing. XP stage was used for a lot of smaller musical acts or more obscure musical acts or just different musical acts. It worked really, really well. In this picture is a group called Siegebreaker. It was their third ever show. They were good enough to be on the main stage of MAGFest and probably should have been. They understood why they were here and they understood how to rock. It is one of the great things about the XP stage to see something like this. Everything here worked. I know there'll be some improvements to the XP stage. They had some really long lines at a few points. But please bring the XP stage back again next year. Bring interesting acts like this. It was great. And finally, the new map art was pretty cool. Loved how it was laid out. It looked really, really good. For the bad, what was absolutely terrible was the hotel lottery both times. My group had gotten very, very lucky for a long time. We had been in the Gaylord several years and had excellent rooms. This year we ran out of luck. The lottery is just overcrowded. There's too many people in it. I don't know how to fix it. I don't have a good solution here, but I can sympathize with a lot of people who say, I put 6-8 people in the lottery and we have no hotel rooms and we're out for the year. And will they come back? That's a real question. Hotel Lottery 2.0 also didn't go very well because it didn't save rooms till you filled your information in. That didn't work out so well. The hotel lottery is really the thing that controls a lot of people's experiences at MAGFest, and it truly is terrible. For the ugly, what should have been better? The locker signups were not very smooth. I benefited from it because I was able to find the link that was being passed around, but unfortunately, a lot of people didn't. There was some communication problems in the back end with the locker signups, and I hope they smooth it out for next year. The main stage for music at MAGFest on Thursday this year was pretty messy. Nothing really started on time. Numerous technical faults occurred at almost every step of the way. Band starting 20 minutes late, and I think they need to look at day one putting at least a half hour to maybe a full hour between acts on the main stage to try to smooth out some of these technical problems. It's a multiple year issue. It needs to be resolved, especially the people who have to travel to other hotels or out of the area to basically go to their hotel. Timing is a big thing. Stuff needs to start on time, and this is one of MAGFest's biggest problems. Thursday, there was a weird situation in the main room around a room clear. Basically, this happened between Steel Samurai and Animal Style. The room was cleared for various reasons. There was two main ones, something about a bigger setup and maybe something about head count. And where it got weird was we left, and it's fine, we left, and we got basically in line first to get back in. What happened was when we came back in, there was a lot of people already in front of the stage for what was supposed to be a room clear, and it looked really, really bad, like there was favoritism being shown, or it was maybe their friends that were let in early. Now, where I will give the staff some credit here, Darren J. on Facebook, we brought the issue up in a feedback topic, said there were timing issues on the staff, that something went wrong there, and that literally they didn't quite have the right timing set up to do a room clear, set some stuff up. I appreciate that the staff got back to us about the situation, but I will say this, at the time, it looked really, really bad. It's a very poor look, and they say they're going to fix it for next year, and I'll take their word for it, but they got to show a little bit of attention to something like this. Machine failures in the arcade are another problem this year. It's something I'd really like to see MAGFest get a hold of, even if they had to bring in more outside contractors with more pre-prepared machines. I understand some of the machines here are donated. A lot of them are older. There's going to be some faults, but there was a few machines I played here that clearly had problems coming into the event that they shouldn't have. I just like to see more contractors brought in, even if it caused newer machines to be brought instead of older ones. I think it'd be a better look for the convention to have functioning machines on the floor. MAGFest kind of had some panel room alignment issues. A lot of the panel rooms at MAGFest were long and narrow. They needed to have the projection screens be about 2 feet higher so people could see. These are some pictures from the panel rooms. Some had less problems than others, but these screens were just way, way too low, and you couldn't see stuff. Finally, I was underwhelmed by the Emerald Tier merch pack this year. I usually buy this to avoid waiting in the line. The swag was fine. The shirt looks okay. A lot of the other stuff in this pack this year, it very much felt underwhelming. I just wasn't impressed with most of it. And next year I have to reevaluate whether I'll be buying any of the tiers or just try to go with individual items. I'll have to think about it. Overall, it was a year at MAGFest. I really can't tell you it was a great year. Was it a good year? That's a question. This hotel lottery situation makes MAGFest far too unstable for a lot of attendees. The amount of days off you have to take for this, the amount of money you're going to have to put up, it just leads to an unstable situation that makes MAGFest unattractive. The concert technical issues in the arcade machine situation needs to have serious attention this year. They need to actually look at it and try to get a plan together. I know their staff working hard to repair stuff in the middle of the convention, but it really does lower the value of MAGFest. A question that came up on the ride home that I did not expect from our group: is MAGFest a poor value? Right now, there's some serious questions here. My friend who does concerts was like, I could probably do 5 shows for what I spent here at MAGFest. I could probably hit at least 4 retro arcades in New Jersey and have a hotel stay and do a little shopping, do some other stuff in the area instead of attending MAGFest, and it might be a better value than MAGFest. This is a problem for MAGFest. If it's not going to come across as a big value, eventually, at some point, people will stop coming. What's my final grade? I'm giving MAGFest a C++. This was an interesting debate on our ride home. We were saying, what do you give this convention after seeing the arcade problems, the concert problems, and the hotel lottery issues this year? They just didn't do B-level work. It's a good time, but it's about a C-level con. Will I be back next year? Most likely. We'll have to see. But thanks for watching.